Okay, this is mixed ionic and covalent naming practice. We have a mix of ionic and covalent compounds here, and we have to learn how to name them and even write the formulas for them. So just a little bit of practice here. Um, one thing for sure, one thing you need to do is make sure you know your prefixes when it comes to writing covalent compounds. And what I mean by that is from 1 to 10. And so I'll just write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excuse me. Um, Mono for 1, di for 2, tri for 3, tetra for 4, penta for 5, hexa 6, hepta 7, octa 8, nona 9, and deca for 10. Those are really, really, really important. Plus, you also need to know your Roman numerals. Um, I think those are fairly simple. Anyway, let's start naming these compounds here. Let's take a look at number 4 real quick. 4, we have calcium and we have oxygen. So we have ourselves an ionic compound. And so what we do with that is for calcium and oxygen, the first element here, we just write the name of the element. And then for the second part, oxygen becomes oxide, and so we name it calcium oxide. Remember the IDE on the end of that. For one that is a covalent compound such as number 2, um, same kind of rule for the naming. We write the name of the element in the first sense. There is no prefix when you have just the single element there. We don't put mono on the first element name. And then we have sulfur at the very end, but we have a 2 with that, and 2 happens to mean di, and that would be carbon disulfide. We do the IDE on the end again, and we do have the prefix di meaning 2. We have another one in number 5, another covalent compound. P stands for phosphorus, but there's a 4 there, and that 4 means tetra, so it's going to be tetra phosphorus for us. And we have another 3. 3 means tri, and that would be triselenide. Okay, covalent compound. If we go look at a ionic compound here, right down at the bottom, number 10. Or let's look at let's look at number, um, let's see. 3. That's a good one. Okay, so we have iron and we have hydroxide along with that. Iron happens to be in the transition metals part of the periodic table. And so we know we're going to write iron as the first name. Then we're going to put our parentheses here. And then we have to understand that we have hydroxide is a -1 as far as the ion goes. But we have 3 of those, so that would be a -3 charge on this end. And what that would mean is we need to have a +3 on this end to balance it out, because in an ionic compound, the total charge has to equal 0. So that would be iron 3 hydroxide. Okay, you have to have the parentheses when you have a transition metal. Okay, down at the bottom here, we have some covalent compounds, some ionic compounds also. But let's take a look at how we write these. Number 11 is bromine pentachloride. Okay, you see that prefix there, you know you got a covalent compound going on. Well, bromine happens to be Br, and chloride is chlorine. We have a Cl there, but we also have that penta, and penta means 5, so that would be BrCl5. Tetraphosphorus trisulfide. We know we're going to have phosphorus, which is P, Tetra means 4, so we're going to put a 4 there. That's tetraphosphorus right there. Sulfide, the element name is sulfur, but we have a tri there, that means 3. We have a P4S3, tetraphosphorus trisulfide. Okay. If we look at one down here, well, we have strontium chloride. Okay, we have arsenic pentafluoride. We have aluminum hydroxide. Let's try aluminum hydroxide, number 18. We have aluminum, which is Al. Hydroxide is OH, but it looks like, we have a charge here. Aluminum's a +3, hydroxide's a -1, so you have to have 3 of those. So that would balance that out, aluminum hydroxide, and there you go. So making sure that when with ionic compounds, you know what those charges above each group are. And if you need a little more practice with that, I can show you very quickly what those charges are if we go over to our periodic table. And here's group 1. That'll be a +1. Group 2 is +2 or 2+. Group 3, 3+. Group 8 is 0, -1 for 7, -2 for a 6, 3 minus for a -5. And so that's what those charges happen to be. You need to know those. If you have any questions, send me an email. I'll be glad to help you out with writing these types of compounds out or naming them.